The kickoff temperature should be around 79 as summer and fall start to battle each other, but that's the undercard tonight as we have two Sycamore Conference teams ready to go head-to-head on the campus here of Frankfort High School. Alongside my broadcast partner, Chris Walker, I'm John Cupo, and we welcome you to this very special Friday night presentation as the Hot Dogs of Frankfort play host to the Bruins of Tri-West. Tonight's game is brought to you by Frankfort Eagles number 976. There are people helping people. Dayengenda Funeral Home, proud supporters of high school athletics in Clinton and Carroll County. Healthy Communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. And by Fiberhawk, fast, affordable Fiberhawk. Welcome to our pregame show, brought to you by Healthy Communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. And Chris, let's get right to it. Our player to watch, brought to you by ISC Sports Network Local, lives here. It's number 23, the running back / linebacker, Caleb Boggs of Frankfort.
Yeah, John, Caleb Boggs is the two-way specialist, the senior running back and linebacker. He's rushed for 181 yards this year. He's got 3 touchdowns, leads the team in both categories. He's also the leading tackler. He's got 16 total tackles with 11 solo tackles. So if Frankfort wants to be productive in this game, Caleb Boggs is going to be in the middle of it. He's
going to be busy on both sides of the field tonight. Our officials, presented by Aaron's Flooring, offering luxury vinyl plank, carpet installation, and more. Visit aaronsflooringllc.com for more information or call 765-601-4145 for a free quote. The crew chief, Josh Spears, Michael Anderson, Brenda Garibaldi, Raymond Helms, and Charles Lawrence doing the duties today on the field. Always appreciate them, the IHSAA. You can go to ihsaa.org if you want to help out your kids and get more officials on the field to help these young student athletes every day when they hit the field. Just a multitude of sports that these officials help us out with. Always so blessed to have them come out on a Friday night and help us out with these games. And we'll waiting for the ever-popular hot dogs to run through the banner and get things started here on a beautiful evening here at Frankfort. Couldn't have asked for a better night. No cloud cover. Sun behind us starting to set.
You know, John, we're getting to that point of the season where the weather is cool enough to where you shouldn't have to worry about much cramping and that sort of thing. If you're hydrating the correct way, you should be good to go during the games this time of year.
Mother Nature was having some fun with us the past 2 weeks, up in the upper 90s these past 2 Fridays. But these young athletes come out here every day, work hard, get the proper hydration that they need. Big thing on safety this past couple years, making sure that these players have everything they need so they can come out and compete hard every Friday night for these fans that show up. Great support here. Sea of Blue. Great support from Tri-West right across from us, the other side of the field.
John, I was telling you off air before the game that I was in Italy the last 6 days, and the first 3 days of our trip we had nearly 100 degrees. It was miserable. Okay, so pretty much the same thing that was going on here. But the last 3 days of our trip, it was high 70s, and they predicted rain, but it rained a little bit one morning, and that was about it.
Just going to ask a crazy question here, Chris. Was the landscape of Italy a little different than central Indiana?
Just a little bit.
Just a tad?
Yeah, I'd say Venice looks a little different than here, yes.
That overlooking shadow of the Alps. Just a little different farmland here in Indiana.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure it was a beautiful trip. Congratulations on you and the wife celebrating 25 fantastic years of marriage. Congratulations, Mr. Walker.
Thank you. It was a great time, tremendous time.
You'll never look at food the same way again, as we were talking about off air.
That is correct, especially pizza. Pizza or pasta for that, for what it's worth.
No more delivery for the Walker household when it comes to pizza.
That's right.
As the hot dogs line up, swaying back and forth, getting ready for this contest against the Tri-West Bruins. Bruins enter this contest 1-1, same as the hot dogs. And here they come. Clad in their home blues with the black pants, blue helmets. Cheerleaders ready to go, the flag staff ready to go, the band in full force. Good crowd on here tonight. for Friday Night Football. Sure, should have checked with this pregame. Not sure what the Hot Dogs mascot name is, but he's out in full force. And just from a headset from our good friend Richard, Big Blue. He's down there.
Big Blue. Get his shoulder pads on.
He's very grateful for the cool temperatures tonight. It's a nice-looking costume, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Big Blue's certainly wants to do. Looks like he's got his shoulder pads on with his basketball shorts.
He does, I was going to say.
Yeah, he's going right from one season to the next.
That's right. Ready to get in that gym just
right.
Down the road here. Learned a nice little tidbit about that gym, home of the ever-popular film Blue Chips. They did a little filming there. That fine film starring Nick Nolte.
Brought Shaquille O'Neal to Frankfort, Indiana for a little bit, huh?
Surprised that film didn't win more awards than it did, which was 0. That's okay, though. Still a fantastic basketball film. Little notoriety here in Frankfort, Indiana.
Oh, that's a good one.
And we look on the other side of the field as the Tri-West Bruins take the field. Away jerseys in the white with the gold pants look very, very similar to a team up in South Bend.
If only they had the little darker helmets, which I believe Notre Dame's helmets appear to me to get darker every year.
Notre Dame off this week, as a lot of college teams kick off their weekend tomorrow at noon. Notre Dame took care of business last week over in Ireland. Navy did show up.
That's about it.
Yep. But the Fighting Irish took care of business in a walloping victory. And now the captains will make their way towards the center of the field for the coin toss, and we'll decide who gets the ball and which area of the field they'll be defending first. And while we're at it, I'm sure we can jump to starting lineups here. Brought to you by Ardente Dental. Healthy smiles start here. We'll see who. We'll just wait a second here. We're going to get here in a second. Of course, our fantastic Hot Dog Network crew with us tonight. Emily running the show. Once again, just a beautiful evening here in Frankfort. For the start of this one, there's
the press box shadow creeping over the 50-yard line a little bit from the press box.
So let's look at the starters for the Hot Dogs on offense. Again, brought to you by Ardente Dental. Healthy smiles start here. Doug Wood, the quarterback. Caleb Boggs, our player to watch at the running back. The big tight end, Keaton Myers. The receivers, Garrick Burge and Dakota Fisher. The halfback, Emmons McCora. And then the big uglies down front, Dominic Hoskins, Landon Faust, Clayton Greiger, Jackson Woods, and Julio Rivero. Now, Chris, you have to watch out for that Jackson Woods, number 55. He has 3 carries for 10 yards.
I want to see it.
Give him the ball. The big junior, the 6'2 junior. So Tri-West will kick. And we'll get the defense up for them. The bookends, Ethan Elzey, Griffin Cole. In the middle, Spencer Watson and Peyton Hayes. The linebacking core, Jack Catt, Max Ward, Grant Fletcher. And then your secondary, Kellen Dakin, Brody Saylor, Max Robertson, and Brady Hamstra. It'll be Cortland Williams to punt, the senior. Also a soccer player for Braun Mendenhall varsity soccer men's team over there at Tri-West, number 37. End over end, and we're underway. That's going to stay in bounds, and Garrett Burge has to do something with that quick. And, boy, that was all risky, and just a gaggle of Bruins get him, wrap him up. He's not going to go down. Well, my goodness, talk about playing the tightrope game there.
You know what, John, to be honest, I don't think this was that bad of a decision by Burge because that ball looked to everyone in the stands that it was going out of bounds, and I think he was doing the right thing. But that thing kind of took a right turn and stayed in bounds and put him in a very bad position.
That was going to be feast or famine one way or the other, but Burge collected it, and then next thing he saw was just a bunch of white jerseys to collect around him. So the first set on offense led by the senior Doug Wood. Stands in a shotgun formation. There's Boggs to his left. And it's a handoff to Boggs. He's met immediately in the backfield, taken down right away, had nowhere to go.
Yeah, Caleb Boggs was wrapped up as soon as he touched that football. Really good defensive line play by Tri-West. Man, that defensive line looks very physical for Tri-West. That is for sure.
Spencer Watson got in there right away to blow that thing up before it even started. I'll bring up 2nd and 13. Wood again in the shotgun. He'll drop back, throw to his left. It's caught. Met immediately. Saylor. And that was Garrett Burge. Quick strike. Minimal gain. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 13. Nothing doing on that one.
Said it was incomplete. It looked like he caught it.
So.
Yeah, I think it came out at the end there.
Okay.
It looked clean here all the way, but they said ruled it incomplete.
So Brody Saylor must have got a hand on there, knocked it away. Yep. So that'll bring up 3rd and 13 for the Hot Dogs here.
Got to be careful, pin back here near your end zone.
Wood in the gun. Boggs to his left. There's a snap. Wood will roll to his left, fires to the right. It's complete to Burge, and he's wrapped up well short of the first down marker.
Would expect to see the first punt of the game here. Should give Tri-West some good field position to start their first offensive drive of the game.
So that's going to bring out Armando Valdez Alanis, the junior. Be his first punt of the evening. Got to be careful here. Need a clean snap. Get this ball away quick. That is Noah Lean right at about high snap, but it's off. And that's going to bounce at the 40, and it'll roll. Lean fields it. Breaks a tackle. He'll move to the left. He's got some room. More room. Now he's got a breakaway, and he's got open field, and that's going to be 6 for Noah Lean. Broke one tackle about the 49-yard line, and he scampers in for 6 untouched.
Yeah, that was pretty easy for him. He just avoided the first tackler, and he didn't get touched again until he's shaking hands in the end zone. Wow.
Tri-West set up a wall of defenders right in the middle of the field. There was no blue jerseys to see him.
Give Tri-West a lot of credit for being disciplined enough to not block anyone in the back in that situation. Those kind of situations, it's really easy to get overly aggressive and do something that costs your team.
Well, just a few minutes into this one, and basically the first possession for Tri-West on the offensive side of the field, they score. And this will be Cortland Williams for the extra point. And it's good. It was low, but he got it through. And that puts the Bruins up 7-0. Well, Chris, that was quick.
That was quick. I mean, a 3 and out for the Frankfort Hot Dogs, and they punt it. Decent punter there to Lean, and he, like I said, he avoided the first tackle and just ran right down the sideline here for the touchdown. So if you're Frankfort, you want to get off to a better start, and it starts with getting this kickoff return and getting it upfield as quickly as possible.
Tonight's game brought to you by Frankfort Eagles 976, serving the community since 1905 with over 900 members locally. Frankfort Eagles offers something for everyone. For more information on who they are and what they do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street in Frankfort. So at this point, your young group for Coach Myers just has to settle down. It's real early in this ball game, Chris. Only down 7-0. Got a whole nother possession here. Just regroup.
That's all you can do, regroup. Try to have a nice sustained drive here. Give yourself some confidence.
There's a kick, end over end. Fielded by Burge at his 5, and he mishandles it. Picks it back up. Gets a little running room, and there's a penalty on the play. This might send him back a little bit farther.
Let's see what the flag is here.
Let's see what the call here. Just mishandled it
just kind
on
of
the
water
return.
Balloon. Yeah, just hot.
And
didn't handle it.
We're going to have a legal block in the back there, number 52.
Key to winning football games, take care of the football, and don't get penalties. Oh, they waved it off.
No. All right, so my eyes are a little bit deceiving from what everybody else saw, but
no, I think
we play on.
Right? I think they just decided differently, but I think you saw what you saw.
So Dugwood will take back over control for the Hot Dogs. Down 7-0. Just under 10 minutes left here in the first quarter on a beautiful evening here at Frankfort High School.
Really is a nice evening.
Now Wood under center. Boggs in the backfield. It's handed off to him, goes up the middle, and pushes his way forward a few yards on that one.
Tell you what, man, if you're the center there, you got to get that snap up quicker. It looks like there was a lot of movement before that ball was snapped.
Just wonder right now, Chris, if it's the little nerves for the Hot Dogs. Over the past couple years, these Tri-West Bruins have had the Hot Dogs number. If the Hot Dogs are to have a chance in this game, it's got to be possession football for them.
Totally agree. Keep the ball, run the clock out, get a few sustained drives.
So here's Wood under center again. Bad snap again, and that was fumbled.
Tri-West recovered it.
And
yep,
it looks like they're all pointing for Tri-West.
Most certainly.
And as we pile off, and that's going to be Tri-West football.
I mean, that snap, I don't even think really got off the ground there.
So another mistake by the Hot Dogs, and
you just can't give this team these short fields this way.
And with a quick strike offense that the Bruins have, you definitely don't want them to start it on your own 19-yard line.
Right.
But we'll see the offense for the Bruins for the first time here, led by the junior Malachi Walden. He's had a good year so far. He's dangerous both in the air and with his legs. And he'll look to the right, fires it over, and that pass a little low. And incomplete. The two conflicting ideas there from the crew chief and the side judge. And what we saw incomplete, and then okay, they're still debating on whether it was. Well, okay, we'll go incomplete on this one. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 19. Walden completing 61% of his passes this season. And he'll roll out to his left, breaks a tackle, still going to the outside, and then he's tripped up. That was Garrett Burge.
Nice run there by Walden, eluding the first tackler, getting some positive yardage there, put his team in good position to extend this drive.
Caleb Boggs also helping out on the tackle. You mentioned in the pregame, Chris, as he'll be all over the field tonight. He's going to have to do it on both sides tonight for the Hot Dogs.
Yes, he will. I think this is two-down territory either way here for Tri-West.
Here's Walden in the gun, and it's a handoff up the middle. That was Derek Reed. Reed, the workhorse for this Bruins offense. Elanese on the stop, but that was good enough for a first down for the Bruins, so that'll move the chains inside the 10 now. So it'll be first and goal for the Bruins. Walden in the gun. Reed in his sidecar. Three receivers to the right. And there's a quick strike over the middle. Taken down immediately. It was Noah Lean.
Good catch there by Lane, but no room to really do anything afterwards. Great tackle there by number 3, Mr. Castillo.
So second and goal on the 6. Walden looking over, getting his play call. Reed again to his left. Here's a snap. Over the middle, wide open.
Yep.
Now it's about as easy as a pass that you're going to find. Logan Anderson with the touchdown reception. Give him 6. And real quick, 13-0, Tri-West.
Just a really good play there by Walden. Kind of looks to the right, looks off his receiver. Anderson runs an inside route, a slant play, and he's wide open in the end zone for a touchdown.
So Cortland Williams on for the second time today. See if he can convert. He'll line it up. And it's up.
Yep.
And it's good. So it's 6:55 left here in the first quarter. The Bruins jump out to a 14-0 lead. Tonight's game brought to you by Day and Genda Funeral Home, where they believe in putting family first. As active members of the community, they know that when dealing with a loss, seeing a familiar face and being treated like a family is important. Day and Genda Funeral Home will serve your family in a unique and loving way and be the family you need. For more information about the services Day and Genda Funeral Home offers, please visit dayandgenda.com. Well, so far in the first 5 minutes and 5 seconds of this one, the weather has been the best adversary because it's a 14-0 deficit right now for the Hot Dogs against the Tri-West Bruins.
Yeah, Frankfort's just got to be able to execute the simple fundamentals of the game right here to get something positive. You got to get a good feeling.
Cortland Williams already. And may have to go in the locker room with an ice bag on his leg. He's been busy. So here's a return out to the right side of the field. Decent field position. Gets out to about the 27. Lolo Castillo. So that'll bring out the Hot Dogs for the third time today against this Tri-West defense. I forced a fumble in the last series. And, Chris, you had mentioned it. Going under center, it looks like there was not a lot of great communication going on between the center and the quarterback there. A couple low snaps.
Yeah, John, you have to be able to execute the center to quarterback exchange.
And usually it's the other way around. In the shotgun, it's usually when the bad snaps happen. But
absolutely.
It seemed that when they were under center, that's where some confusion happened, and that caused the fumble there in the last possession.
And I don't think it shouldn't be so overly sweaty, like your hands wet, the balls are wet or anything. I mean, it's a pretty good weather day for football.
So Wood now back in the gun, hands it off to Boggs, and he's met immediately. All right, he breaks a tackle, but then he's met again.
Good team defense there.
Shakes one tackle, but right right as after he's hit. Another Tri-West defender there to meet him. That was Max Ward to clean up the mess.
Nice job there by Max Ward scraping down the line. When Boggs kind of rolled off, spun off the first tackle, he was right there to make the secondary hit to keep him from gaining much at all.
So no gain on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Hot Dogs. Wood in the gun. Boggs just to his left. 2 receiver set. Wood fires. There's a connection. And that pass was complete. Darren Barkley on a reception. So he got some early minutes.
Yeah. Kellen Dakin right there on the tackle. Good, clean tackle there. 3rd and about 4.5 maybe.
So that might be the key here against this Tri-West defense is just a quick strike,
Yep.
clean, quick throws.
That looked good. I tried that same play to this side of the field this time.
Little chunk yardage. I don't think you're going to be able to exploit this Bruin defense on a long play. So little chunk plays like that will work. So Wood again.
Oh, good job. Good job.
The hard count. Got the Bruins a jump.
That should get him a clean set of downs here.
And he did get him. So a nice hard count by the senior.
Smart play.
That'll move him ahead 5 yards for a Hot Dog first down.
Tonight come out right here again with one of those quick strike passes to the outside. Try to get the ball up the field.
And see if he can sustain a drive here. Use his final 5 minutes. See if he can get 3 or 6. So Wood in the gun. Just shy of the 40. And a low snap. Wood rolls to his right, being chased down. He's going to fire to the sideline, just out of the reach of Dakota Fisher. That was Ethan Elzey on the pursuit there. Good pressure.
Yeah, Ethan's a big boy.
6'2", 240, the senior. Also laces him up for Jay Doan during the basketball season. That's a hefty load to have to go down on the block with him.
No kidding.
My goodness.
Have fun posting that up.
I wonder if he's a stretch 4. I don't think so. A lot of athletes on this side of the defense for Tri-West. A couple baseball players, a few basketball players. A couple track runners as well.
No, can't afford that. That's going to be a delay of game, I would imagine, right?
And it is. Costly mistake there by the Hot Dogs, so the 5 that you got immediately comes back. Now it's 2nd and 15. And with the pressure of Tri-West, what you don't want to do is put yourself in long yardage situations.
That's correct.
So Doug Wood, there's pressure, and he's going to be brought down. Max Ward eluded the initial defender from the outside, but then Max Ward was right there to clean it up for the sack.
Yeah, the Frankfort offensive line is just not giving Doug Wood a chance to really do anything. I mean, when they go from the shotgun, as soon as the ball gets to his hands from the snap, he's got a couple white jerseys in his face.
Let's go, Frankfort!
So that's going to bring about 3rd and a country mile for the Hot Dogs. I don't think there's anything in the playbook for this. You just want to get a few yards back, control the football, don't turn it over. Be safe here. Wood in the gun.
Not another
And another
delay.
penalty. That's another delay of game.
Ouch.
So the mistakes piling up for the Hot Dogs on this drive. Start off promising, decent field position. We're able to get the first down due to the offside penalty. But now just moving backwards. Makes it 3rd and 25 on their own 21. There's a low snap. Wood under pressure. And he's got to try West just all over him, just trying to make something happen. Just casually tosses it away. Just white jerseys chasing him.
Yeah, the amount of pressure that Doug Wood is receiving right now is scary. I mean, good Lord. You need to get over here on the sidelines, have a talk with your offensive line. Say, guys, we got to get it in gear.
Chris just seems right now 2 different playbooks from the offensive line and Doug Wood, just getting no help from his offensive line.
Yep.
And Tri West just seems to be hitting every crease to put the pressure on the senior quarterback.
Yeah, the offensive line for Frankfort is completely overmatched right now.
So Alanis will punt again. Noah Lean, his 43-yard line. And it's a fake.
It's a flag.
There is a flag back there.
It can't be a
And that's going to be against Frankfort.
Hold? Yeah, it's going to be a hold against Frankfort. I was going to say it can't be roughing the kicker, right, because they didn't kick it. Man, oh, man.
That's a bold choice on 4th and 25.
Just decline that, yeah, and take the ball. That call there, John, tells you how the series has been the last several years between these two schools, right?
Jason Ward decides to decline the penalty, and they'll have it 1st and 10 again on the Frankfort half of the field. Short field to work with. He sends out his offense. Malachi Walden again. 3:50 left here in the first quarter. Tri-West up 14-0. Here's Walden. Fires over the middle and just bobbled in and out of the hands of Castillo. Was playing hot potato with it. Couldn't bring it down, but.
Lalo, some would say that's why you're on defense, bud. You had one right in your breadbasket. That could have been a big-time reverse of momentum there. Now
good play, though.
It was. It really was.
The junior read that pass and just couldn't bring it in. Now here's a toss to Reed. He's got blockers in front of him. Runs into his own man.
Tell you what, that's a good gainer, but Walden took a big-time hit on that option play there.
And Reed's slow to get up.
And obviously that hit was a little too good because it was deemed a personal foul.
Yeah, so not a lot of good. Even though it was a positive play for Tri-West yardage-wise, not a lot of good happened there. As you mentioned, Chris, Walden got hit.
He got
and then Reed ran into his own player and seemed to be favoring his right leg after he went down there. So hopefully that young man is okay.
At least he's sitting up, so. Yeah, he's getting up. It's good.
So they'll pull him up, and he'll gingerly walk off the field with the help of the trainers. So it's good to see that young man hop up to his feet, take a few plays off. Hopefully he's okay over there.
It's a very important part of their offense. They can't afford to lose him.
Reed having an outstanding year so far. In only 2 games, 52 carries, almost 300 yards, 271. He's got 3 touchdowns. Also effective out of the backfield, catching the football, 4 receptions, 72 yards. So they use him a lot.
From the looks of how he's walking off, I would expect to see him some more in this football game.
He's got his helmet off. They'll take him to the makeshift injury tent over there.
The tent that's not blocking any of the son.
They've got it leaning. They had the right idea. So that'll bring in Nolan Cooper, the junior. And Walden fires to open space. I told you, Rich, I was going to get a soccer call in here, and open space it was.
Yeah, on that play, Walden had two receivers running out routes, and he decided to throw it to the up receiver, and he just let him a little bit too much.
Nobody home. So in kind of that wacky play that sent everybody off the field, there was 5 yards on that gain. So it will be 2nd and 5. And here is Cooper up the middle and just met by a host of blue jerseys.
Great job by the Frankfort defense there. Looks like number 44, Josh Ortiz in there, makes a great play. Josh Ortiz listed at 5'5", 170. It's a bulldog.
At the low center of gravity,
Yes,
just able
he
to bust
does.
through that line.
Low man wins.
Here's Walden. He'll
Oh,
fire
wow.
right across the
Wow.
middle and nobody home. And give him 6 for his second touchdown of the afternoon. Should say the evening. And trying to see here, that was
Eli Morgan for the touchdown. Just a nice slant pattern right over the middle. Walden puts it right in his breadbasket.
So that'll bring on Cortland Williams for the 3rd time here in the first quarter with just under 3 minutes left. He'll line it up. And this one is up. And this one's good. And that's going to make the score 21-0 with just under 3 minutes left here in the first quarter. Well, Chris, it's 21-0. You still have a lot of football left to play. If you are James Byers, what can you tell your kids at this point? What is the first thing that is going to come out of your mouth on the sideline to your kids?
I said we got to start small, start simple. I'd say let's get a first down, right? Let's build off of that. Start with getting one first down, and then we go from there, right? Can we run 2 or 3 plays well enough to get 10 yards, right? We got to be able to do that. So that would be my starting point, and see if we can work from there.
I mentioned Cortland Williams has been very busy this first quarter. So he'll kick it from his 40. There it goes, a little pooch punt.
Uh-oh. That's trouble.
And they are trying to, and
Oh, it went out of bounds.
And it's going to be a legal procedure. They almost had it. Jimmy Sorgi did collect it, but he just scampered out of bounds.
Wait a second. Oh, Jackson Sorgi. I saw Jim Sorgi. Jim Sorgi was a former
quarterback.
Quarterback at what? Wisconsin and the Colts, I believe.
Believe so.
Yeah. I was like, man, there's another one. Wow. Gotcha. I'll tell you, if Jackson didn't slow up on that one, I think if he runs through that football, he may get that in the field of play.
Well, this will definitely give the Hot Dogs their best field position, starting off to 35.
Yes, it does.
Doug Wood will be in the gun. Caleb Boggs behind him.
Ref's asking to reset the 25-second clock. Wow.
And Boggs met immediately in the backfield. If that was Jack Catt.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, John, I think to start with, I think the center there, 50 is at 55, I believe. It's at Jackson Woods. Or is it? I'm sorry.
Well, Clayton Greiger is the center.
I'm sorry, yeah, 52, yeah. Clayton, or is it Caden? Clayton. I'm sorry, Clayton Greiger. Clayton needs to put a little bit more mustard on that snap because I think the snap, it's just taking too long to get back to Doug Wood, the quarterback, out of the shotgun position, and it's giving the defensive line just so much time to get in there.
It was Grant Fletcher. I mistook on that. I thought it was Jack Cap, but Grant Fletcher really read that snap.
Yeah.
It was in the backfield before Boggs had a hand on it. Now
fired my goodness.
And Spencer Watson just got a couple bear paws on that one, knocked that one down at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I mean, there literally is a meeting at the quarterback every single play. I mean, so it's just poor Doug Wood has zero time to do anything. I mean, and I don't know. I mean, you almost can't even afford to go under center at this point, right?
Well, you saw the mistakes early on with going under center and kind of the miscommunication they were having.
That just makes it really frustrating and tough as a quarterback because you're not even given a chance to be able to execute any plays.
So it'll be 3rd and 12. Doug Wood with Caleb Boggs. Low snap. Fired to the left, and there's a completion. Garrick Burge makes a move, comes back to the inside. And he's taken down by Grant Fletcher. So got a little back.
So 4th and 8. I was going to say at this point, with it being 21-0, do you try to go for it? But, man, you give them good field position again, and they get another score before the first quarter is over.
It looks like they're in punt formation.
Yeah.
Although that is not.
Doesn't necessarily
who's
indicate
back there.
That's right.
So a little chicanery possibly coming from Coach Byers. And, well, he got it off. Lean, and he'll field it. The 35 makes a move to the outside, and good form tackle there.
Great tackle by Lalo Castillo. That's a tremendous open field tackle there. Because if Lean makes him miss, who knows where he's going.
Just wrapped him up at the feet.
He did.
Couldn't go anywhere.
Can't run without those.
So some good momentum there from the Hot Dog special teams.
See if they can build off of that. Need to get a stop. Need a stop here if you're the Frankfort Hot Dogs.
The first offensive possession that Tri-West has been in their side of the field. So let's see if they can ride that. Have Walden starting deep at their own 43. He'll take the snap. Plenty of time. Fires over the middle and just wide open.
Oh.
And there is no one within distance of him, and he'll just waltz in for 6.
Whoa.
That was Cole Morgan. Set up shop, read the paper, and just waltzed into the end zone without a hot dog within 10 yards of him.
John, that was as easy as a catch and throw as you'll ever see.
Well, I guess the field position didn't matter on that one. It was one quick strike from Walden to Morgan. 57 yards on the touchdown completion. And that'll bring on Cortland Williams again for the 4th extra point of this first quarter. High snap, and Walden's going to have to do it himself. He'll throw, and in and out of the hands of the hot dog defender. So, nice play by Dennis Barkley. Disrupting the bad snap. Walden had to roll out, had nothing to do with it.
Yep.
And Dennis Barkley was able to knock it down, so that'll keep it 27-0 with just under a minute left here in the first quarter. Chris, one thing that's difficult for, I guess, the Hot Dogs offense is that they've been out there longer than their defensive has, is that the defense can't sustain letting the offense rest. It's just quick strike after quick strike, and they're not letting these kids get any time just to get a breather.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, that hot dog offense has just been completely overmatched by the Tri-West Bruins defensive line, and that's caused all kinds of issues in this game so far.
And then when the Bruins take the field on offense, it's 1, 2, 3 plays, and they're in the end zone. So everybody's working a little overtime here. So here's Burge. And some laundry on the field. He's stacked up. Finally taken down at about the 22-yard line. We'll see what the penalty is. Just a skosh over 44 seconds left here in the first quarter. And they got a block in the back. So that's going to send the Hot Dogs back even further.
Continue to hurt themselves.
Well, if there were ever a first quarter to forget, this would be one for the Hot Dogs, just overmatched here in the first quarter. By the Tri-West Bruins. But the fortunate thing is, Chris, there is still 3 quarters of football left.
I don't know if Doug Wood would say that's fortunate. Not at this point.
So he stands in the gun. Caleb Boggs next to him. There's a snap. And just, again, pressured again. And there's Tri-West, and it's about 3 or 4 different white jerseys getting hands on Doug Wood.
John, that Tri-West defensive line, they're not only big, they run well. I mean, they get up the field, and they can move, all of them.
Well, you just look at their bookends, Chris. You have Ethan Elzey, 6'2", 240. You have Griffin Cole, 6'2", 220, and they both play basketball.
So they're athletes.
Yep. Exactly.
Yep. That helps.
And wisely, the Hot Dogs are going to just let this one run down. And after a high offensive first quarter, unfortunately just one side of it, it's the Tri-West Bruins 27 and the Frankfort Hot Dogs 0. Coach James Byers is going to have to do something to keep his kids motivated here with 3 quarters of football left.
Yeah, these are the kind of games that make you really earn your keep as a coach, right? I mean, how do you keep your team focused, disciplined enough to be able to truly compete the remainder of this game?
Well, it hasn't been easy for Coach Byers against these Tri-West Bruins over the past 4 years since he's taken over the helm. 0-4. This will be his 5th meeting against them. Has been outscored 228-40 in those matchups. And now it's 256-40. So the point total keeps going up, but it's a learning experience for these kids, Chris, is that adversity, when the later days of September and October start to roll around, you can look back at these games and say, we had to persevere through this. Yes, we were getting ourselves handed to us in the first quarter, whatever the final tally is on this game. You have to play through it. There's no other choice. They're not going to stop the game early. They're not going to call it. You have to play through it.
That's correct.
And that'll show the mental toughness of it.
That's right.
We've seen already is that the physicality and just the strength and the speed of Tri-West dominates Frankfort, but now it's the mental game of it.
Well, that's why, these football teams have a lot of film, right? It'll show up when you go to film session tomorrow who was really competing and who wasn't.
Mm-hmm. You'll see those kids who saw it was 27-0 and gave up, and you'll see the ones that said, it doesn't matter.
That's right.
I'm wearing the pads. I got 48 minutes of football to play. Going to keep going, and there's a nice pitch and catch from Wood to Castillo for a Hot Dogs first down. Their second first down. That's the first one on an offensive play, so good play by the Hot Dogs to start the second quarter.
Lalo, and I apologize for earlier saying that's why you're on defense. You just proved to me you're on offense as well, and you can catch. Great job there, first down catch.
He was listening to you through the.
That's right.
Through the helmet.
Let me give you your credit, sir.
See, even the players watching down on the Hot Dog Network. So that's first down. Ball on the 28 for the Hot Dogs. Wood in the gun. Boggs will line up to his left. And there's another pitch and catch. Again, trying to get Castillo again. That ball low. It hits shoelaces.
A little bit underthrown there.
Kelton Dakin on the coverage. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the 28. Just underway here in the second quarter on a beautiful night here in Frankfort, Indiana, for this matchup of Sycamore Conference teams between the Frankfort Hot Dogs and the Tri-West Bruins. Two receivers to the left. Boggs in the backfield. Wood in the gun. Low snap. Fires across the middle and just off the fingertips. Garrick Burge, just a little bit of the head of the senior receiver. That's going to bring up third down.
As you said, just off the fingertips of Burge, but I tell you what, Aaron Hughes was close to stepping right in there and picking that ball off.
So we'll see what's in the playbook here. 3rd and 10. After the quick first down, start of the quarter. Things have slowed here a little bit for the Hot Dogs.
And, John, we're again in a situation, I mean, I know normally, traditionally you wouldn't do this, but is this kind of two-down territory? I mean, it's 27-0. I mean, what do you have to lose at this point?
A low snap again, and Wood, again, running for his life, rolls, and just kind of tossed it up there. Burge was in the vicinity, but there were two Tri-West jerseys there. It was Max Robertson and Aaron Hughes were closer to the ball than Burge. And once again, the Tri-West pressure forced Wood into an errant throw.
I agree with this call by Coach Byers. When you don't get any yardage on the third down play, at 4th and 10, you got to kick it away.
So Wood out there. And I guess this is the chess game, as you do have your quarterback out there. Will he punt? Will he pooch? Will he run it? We'll see what he does. Number 5. And he will punt it.
Wow.
Nice spiral kick.
Yeah, it was.
And met immediately. So the special teams of the Hot Dogs is doing quite well. Garrett Burge on the quick tackle at the 41-yard line.
I tell you what, that is about as close as you can get to the punt returner by Garrett Burge, by Burge that you'll ever see. Great tackle there by him.
Tonight's game brought to you by Healthy Communities of Clinton County. The coalition is committed to reducing the risk factors contributing to chronic disease, including health disparities, by decreasing stigma and encouraging policy, system, and environmental changes. The vision of Healthy Communities is to make the healthy choice the easy choice. For more information, visit healthyclintoncounty.org. And we have a big run here. And that is the junior Nolan Cooper.
Coming back for a hold.
And that will go against the Bruins. So that's why he had some open real estate there.
That may be their first penalty tonight. Could be wrong.
But there may be something, Chris, with Nolan Cooper getting the carry there. I mean, might be something there with Derek Reed.
Yeah, not bad.
Hard on that last series.
Or you wonder if he's dinged up enough to where if the game were close, he'd probably be out there. You just never know, right? Good opportunity to give him a little bit of rest, get it healed up, whatever it is, because you're going to need him for the remainder of this season.
Let's hope it's the latter.
Yes.
Just getting Nolan Cooper. Here's Walden. Fires out to the outside. That's Sorgi. Makes a move, breaks a tackle, and he's upended by Castillo. So they'll place it at the 48-yard line. 16-yard gain. Bring up 2nd and 4 for the Bruins. Just shy of the 50. Here's Walden. Hands it off to Cooper. Makes a move to the left. Has a hole.
Nice
and
job.
He'll run it up to the middle, about to the 38-yard line. Nice run.
I have to apologize. Earlier, I said Jackson Sorgi. There is a Jackson Sorgi that's a freshman on the team as well, freshman quarterback. So you have a Jim Sorgi and a Jackson Sorgi on the team. So I think there has to be some family ties with that.
We'll go to our stats crew and see if we can
We can find
ramble
out.
up on that one. See if there's any relation. Oh, and there's a mistake there by Walden. And he was able to reach for that football and grab it back in. So good pressure there by the Hot Dogs defense.
Yes, it was.
Walden made a mistake, and you could see there just fish arms it back into his chest. But a bunch of blue jerseys there. So that's going to set them back after the nice run by Nolan Cooper.
Be 2nd and forever.
Pushes them back to the 47-yard line.
Was it about 2nd and 20 or so, you think? Pretty close.
So here's Walden in the gun. Sets his feet. Fires over the middle.
Uh-oh, he's got a man.
And there's Lean. Oh, and it was off his fingertips. And I'll tell you what, on that one, Noah Lean, he was looking at the end zone before he looked at that football.
Yes, he was. That ball is dropped right in the breadbasket.
You can see his head turn right to that pylon. He thought he had 6, but he's got to bring in the pigskin before he has that. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 17.
That is not a good feeling by a wide receiver.
He wishes he could definitely have that one back. As you mentioned, Chris, that was right in the basket. That was a nice touch pass by Walden.
Yep.
So here we go, 3rd and 17. Walden drops back. Some pressure, sets up the screen, and just not there.
Well, you can't do that, sir. The ball touched the ground, it's dead. Good job by Frankfort. Great job by Frankfort's defense.
So the pressure,
yep.
They tried to set up the screen, but the shorter Frankfort defensive line did what they had to do. They got their hands in the air, caused some confusion.
Yes, they did.
And they could not get that completion to Cooper. So that'll send up a rare punt for Tri-West.
Good punt.
Good punt.
Oh,
and that's going to roll.
Was that touched? I think he touched it. The beanbag came out. I think yep.
And
okay. No one touched it. She's going to rule no one touched it. So
that was close.
that was really close.
That was very close.
I tell you what, when Burge went to field that ball, he kind of got out of there and acted like he touched it.
Well, Garrick Burge, he's not moving. He's just keeping his hands on his hips.
Coach, I didn't touch it.
Nothing happened there, Coach.
Yep.
And we will play on. That is a difference between high school football and the NFL. There's not 30 cameras and 30 different replays to challenge that.
That is correct.
And there's no red flags on the field, so play on.
That is correct.
If it were Bill Belichick, this game would have been stopped.
All right, let's see what this Frankfort offense can do this drive here. Little momentum.
Good defensive stand,
Uh-huh.
but pinned deep And I was wondering about that spot because the ball had rolled into the end zone.
Yeah.
And they are going to mark it off. So they had it at the 8-yard line, but they should bring that out to the 20.
Yeah, it's either back there because Tri-West recovered it or it's a touchback.
Right, so now we have things squared away. We should be. 1st and 10 on the 20. Little breathing room for the hot dogs. So Wood in the gun. Caleb Boggs back there with him. 2 receivers set to the right. And there's a fumble in the backfield. Mishandled on the exchange from Wood to Boggs. And you can see Boggs lift his head up there. He just didn't receive the football.
It's one of those ones where, like, Wood was doing kind of the short little pitch to him, and Boggs was almost had his hands like it was a handoff,
ready to
right?
put it right in his
just
right in his
miscommunication on what needs to be done there. You know, that's the simple execution that you got to have down by your 3rd game of the season.
So a loss of 4 on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 14. Under 8 minutes left here in the first half. Here's Wood. Boggs gets it. Stutters a little bit. There's a flag on the play.
He's got to be holding in that part of the field.
Boggs stays on his feet, but as you mentioned, Chris, that's in the vicinity of holding. That'll move him back 10 more yards. So unfortunately, hot dogs are going the wrong way.
Yes, they are.
And Chris, you had just mentioned it with the nice stand that the hot dogs had on defense. That momentum is not carrying over to the offensive side of the ball here.
And that's what makes it tough as a coaching staff, right? You get a little momentum, and then we go back out there on offense and we go the wrong way. You know, we have to find a way to do something positive on offense to give ourselves at least a decent feeling going into halftime.
So with that, it's going to place the ball on the 6-yard line where they had initially ruled it, about just 2 yards short on the kickoff. So now we have a long way to go.
Yes, they do.
And this is where you have to be really careful. A lot of miscommunication there in the backfield now. I can't make a mistake here. He's handed off to Boggs. Jumps over his own player and stood up at around the 14-yard line.
You know, if you're Tri-West, too, this is one of those games where you have to be able to stay disciplined as well, right? Because it's very easy to get a little loose, get a little cocky, you know, doing things that you shouldn't do out there on the football field. You want to make sure you still play the game right, execute the correct way, and then get everyone out of this game healthy.
That's a great point, Chris, because you do loosen up a little bit, and then that's the next thing you know, an ankle turns.
That's right.
Something pops in your shoulder because you were playing too loose. You're not playing aggressive.
Right. You still have to play hard, right? Because we see a lot of injuries happen when you kind of take it easy in football.
So Doug Wood didn't like something that he saw, so he's going to call a timeout. So with 6:29 left here in the second quarter, Tri-West Bruins up 27-0. Tonight's game is brought to you by Aaron's Flooring, offering luxury vinyl plank, carpet installation, and more. Visit aaronsflooringllc.com for more information or call 765-601-4145 for a free quote today. Well, Chris, just out of curiosity, you're down in that huddle. Your coach Byers. Team's down 27-0. What could possibly be talked about in this huddle right now?
I don't know. You're just trying to be as positive as you can. You know, pep talking. I'm trying to do something. Find something out of someone that can be a spark or a leader to get us something positive in these next couple of plays. Right? I mean, it's 3rd and 18. We don't have a play for 3rd and 18. Just let's get a good snap. Let's complete a pass. Let's get upfield and see what we can do.
Are we getting to the point now, even though 3rd and 18?
Why not?
On your 12, you're
Yes.
down 27. Are we now getting into 4-down territory, even though you have quite a bit of time left in the first half?
Yes, it is, because, to be honest, you really haven't shown that you can consistently stop their offense anyway. So what do you have to lose at this point?
So we'll see what they come out of here. Hot dogs, 3rd and 18. Boggs and Wood in the backfield. Low snap, pressure again. Wood scrambles. He's got some room to the right. Chase down, and let's see.
Down.
He may have gotten the first down there.
I think he did.
He scampered. He knocked over the marker.
Whoa.
And I guess they marked him out at the 25. So.
Oh, my goodness.
He must have went out and came back in.
Oh, he did.
Okay, so where the marker was, he was way. Okay, so
the
our
sticks,
vantage point where the sticks are. Okay, so that's our vantage
I
point.
think that's you got to blame your chain gain over there, man. They had the sticks 5 yards off the field. They threw them off, man.
So a little deception up here in the booth.
No kidding.
We'll put that on ourselves. All right, so it is 4-down territory, but a little bit more manageable, 4th and 5. Boggs in the backfield. 2 receivers set to the left. Low snap again. Wood runs, and he cuts it up the middle, and he's got a first down, and he's got more. He'll cross the 50. He's got some room, breaks the tackle down the right side of the field, and he's got one man to beat, and he's wrapped up with some Tri-West jerseys, but not before a great run by the senior Doug Wood.
John, this is coming back. There was a hold on the play.
I missed it. I was so excited, and it is coming back.
It most certainly, and the white cap there, the referee, I know he feels bad having to do that, but he called it right away. He called it right away.
Well, Chris, you saw it before I did, and That's unfortunate. I guess that's how Doug Wood was able to manipulate the middle of the field there. I didn't even see it, but that's going to come back.
So now the question is, now you have to punt it, I think, right?
Well, it pushes it back. It's now going to be 4th and 15. And you know your quarterback's tired after that run, so you don't expect him to scramble another 40 yards after that. And you've had low snaps, pressure coming. He's got his hands on his hips, so he's tired, and now he's got to punt this one away.
That's right.
Noah Lean back there at about the 47-yard line, 46-yard line.
This is dangerous.
And that's a low snap, and it's blocked. And that is going to roll into the back of the end zone for a safety. So what went from bad just got to worse for the Hot Dogs, and that'll make it 29-0.
John, you know what? I know we're talking different sports, but right now this football game reminds me of the Major League movie, the first movie.
Relax. I'm a Cleveland guy, so relax now. We had a heck of a run after that movie.
You did.
It was painful because it was so true.
You did. Oh, my goodness. How did that just happen? You get the longest play that you had in the game so far.
And
that's called back via holding.
You can see that's about as perfect a camera shot as we can get there on the senior quarterback.
Yes.
Just what do I have to do?
Talk about being frustrated. Ugh.
And that whole 4th down play there, the snap was essentially rolled back, and Doug Wood had no time to collect. There were 3 white jerseys there to meet him.
I will say, though, it's finding a long snapper in football is not normally the easiest.
It's a skill. It's a skill.
It truly is. It truly is. And if you don't have a good one, you'll see things like that. And
Mom and Dad, if you're at home and you got a young one at home and you're not sure what you want to get them involved in,
long snapping.
Start the spiral.
That's
put
right.
the big skin between their legs, and they'll have a long NFL career.
That's correct. Because those
Get that
guys
scholarship.
can't be touched.
You cannot hurt them. You
That's
cannot
right.
touch them.
That's right. Safest place on the football field.
Couple mil a year. Not bad. So here's the kick. It's a short one. Be fielded about the 35.
Uh-oh.
And there's Cole Morgan. There's a flag. He's got some room. We'll see what the penalty is. And he's finally brought down. Like bumper cars out there on the left side of the field, but that's going to go against Tri-West. And that looks like it's going to go against Jimmy Sorgi. I think he's blocking the back maybe.
Just amazed at the number of penalties you see on special teams. And not just in high school football, but every level of football. Professional, college, high school. You see so many. How many times have you heard as a football player or coach, if you can see the numbers on the back, don't touch them, right? And guys consistently block people in the back. I mean, it's just hard. You see it over
and the
over
irony
again.
of that is when the penalty is made, you see the player, they do it, and then they quickly just put their hands up like, I did it, but I'm hoping that they didn't see that right.
That's right.
I mean, if you're going to do it, you might as well go
get
full
your money's
bore,
worth,
right?
That's right.
Shove them in the next week.
That's right. Get your money's worth.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bruins at their own 36. Malachi Walden still out there. Nolan Cooper, he's under some pressure. And that's Sorgi, another flag in the backfield, and he's taken down immediately.
Like another hold, yeah. Good job by this defensive line. Frankfort showing some life here.
So that's going to move the Bruins back 10 yards. So in the second quarter, Chris, is that Tri-West has been their own enemy, making mistakes that they weren't making in the first quarter.
But that's what we talked about, right? Staying focused. You got to stay focused in these games. I know it's tough.
I'm sure Jason Ward will have something to say about that. Here's a nice pass over the middle. Noah Lean breaks a tackle, hit hard, but he breaks a tackle, and now he's got some speed to the left. It's a race for the horses, and he's not going to be caught.
Wow.
Pay dirt for 6.
That's a heck of a play because Lean took a big-time shot, and he did not go down.
You could hear the pads hit from up here, but Noah Lean was the one that sustained that collision. And then it was nothing but green pastures. And Noah Lean takes it in. Malachi Walden found him over the middle. And then it was just a foot race, and it was a senior receiver. So on a quick strike after the penalty, that'll bring out Cortland Williams again.
Oh, that's short.
And that came up short.
Yes, it did. Safety.
So after the missed extra point, makes the score 35-0.
Well, you go back to that touchdown catch by Noah Lean. If you're coaching up your defensive backfield, it's a great stick, but that's why you still have to wrap up when you make the tackle, right? I mean, if you wrap them up, it doesn't look as pretty, and you don't get the big oohs and ahs from the fans, but you may make the tackle.
That's a great point, Chris,
right?
Is that hitting them is a lot different than making the tackle.
Correct.
A lot different.
And listen, I mean, we see it at the professional level all the time. It's all about the big-time shot. Guys very rarely wrap up. So what do you do as a high school player? You're watching these guys on TV do it that way, so you do it that way. And and technically it's just not the proper way to tackle. It's not a good form tackle.
That's
I mean, if you get them down, it's great. But if you don't and that happens, then it doesn't look so well.
That's why you have 60-yard touchdown passes.
That's right.
Because,
that's right.
Even though a long completion, that's why Lean was able to break it and then scamper off for the remainder 40 yards.
Yeah.
So here's Burge, and he's wrapped up.
I mean, heck, because I even found myself up here as a commentator. I'm like, ooh, when he makes a hit, but Noah Lean's like, see you later, right?
So with just about 5 minutes left here in the second quarter, the Hot Dogs will get back on offense.
We're in no-no land now, John, which means potential running clock in the second half. And you never want to be in that position to start the second half.
No, I think you're all your chips in right here. You're 4-down territory.
Yep.
You're just trying to get something, trying to find some sort of momentum to go into that half with.
I'm with you.
Here's a snap. There's Boggs. Met immediately. Not wrapped up, but then about 6 or 7 white jerseys to finish it up.
Literally 6 or 7 jerseys.
Number 23, Caleb Boggs. 1 yard on the play, second down.
Tonight's game brought to you by Mulberry Telecommunications. Let us be the first to welcome you to the Fiber Hood. Mintel Fiber Optic Services offer super fast, reliable internet with gig and bit speed, streaming TV packages, and voice solutions. Sign up today at www.mintel.net. That's MINTEL.net, or call 765-296-2885 for more information. 2nd and 9. Wood under center. And another mishap. There's a fumble, and that ball's still on the ground. Picked up. I believe that was Boggs who was able to corral it in. And just another poor snap. The exchange from center to quarterback has just not worked.
No, it has not been very good tonight. And listen, if you can't execute that play in football, you're never going to be able to do anything positively.
And on offense, Chris, that's about it. The most fundamental thing that you have to do is the quarterback center exchange. And
absolutely,
it's just been trouble for Frankfort all evening long, whether in the shotgun and or under center.
You got it.
Seen some problems with some special teams play. The regular exchange from center to quarterback. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 9. Now under 4 minutes left here in the second quarter. Wood in the gun. Takes a snap. There's Boggs. Met immediately. That was Spencer Watson. He's been disruptive in this contest. Just seems to split the gap right away, and even if he's not making the tackle, he just seems to find his way into Frankfort's backfield. And that's going to bring up a long 4th and 14.
It looks like they're probably going to run this clock down and maybe call a timeout, it appears. But if I'm going to run it down and call a timeout, I'm most certainly not going to punt.
Yeah, well, when your players are looking at the sideline and the coaches are looking at the sideline too, might be some miscommunication happening. Coach Byers is going to call a timeout.
Well, the thing is, where is Doug Wood? I don't see the quarterback out there. Is he off because they were punting?
Well, Dennis Barkley was out there.
Okay.
And he is the backup, the young sophomore. And And our question has been answered of where Doug Wood is. Stretching out in front of the Frankfort bench.
Well, hopefully, if he's stretching out, it's just a cramp.
Hopefully, down 35-0 and just 3 minutes left. Make sure it's nothing that's going to escalate into anything worse. And he seems to be in quite some pain there. I hope the young man's okay.
Yeah.
He's been a true fighter today. He's faced a lot of adversity, not only just as a quarterback, but in his punting duties. He's seen more Bruins jerseys than he'd like to.
Absolutely
this evening.
has.
And, he's been able to pop up quite a bit this evening. But let's hope the young man's okay. So that'll put Garrick Burge in the punting position for the Hot Dogs. And he'll get it off. That's a short punt. Take a few bounces. And it's mishandled. And there's another penalty. Close to us.
What's that going to be? Whoa, did he get tossed? No, maybe not.
So it is against Tri-West. And to Chris for, the majority of their mistakes have come on special teams.
Yes,
Tri-West. So they'll have to clean that portion up in their game to play a full 48 minutes.
Well, it's always good for coaches. It gives the coaches something to do, right? I mean, even in a big-time victory, there are things to still clean up. You can get their attention with that. I want to see this last 2 minutes and 51 seconds, how aggressive this Tri-West offense comes. Will they just come out, run the ball a few times, and be content with going into halftime with the 35-0 lead, or do they try to put another score on the board?
Well, Tri-West has shown that they're not afraid to open it up as up 29-0. They were throwing it over the middle deep.
At some point,
there's Cooper. He finds a hole in the middle and skirts through. Gets to about the 50, 49-yard line.
I like that.
Before he's taken down.
I like that play call there. Another flag.
So personal foul against Tri-West.
We'll see. That's what we talked about. Stay disciplined and focused.
And those are the ones, Chris, as a coach, that'll drive you crazy because those are pure mental mistakes.
That's right.
The personal fouls,
no question.
Those are pure mental mistakes.
No question.
A holding here, blocking the back there. Yes, they're mental, but they're physical activities. When it's personal fouls, it's something upstairs that
correct.
You went a little bit too far past the whistle and did something you weren't supposed to do. So here's Cooper again, runs to the right side, makes a tackle, and now he breaks the seam. And he's taken down back at the 50, so good run on the recovery by Nolan Cooper.
I mean, he's probably only 3 yards or so short of the first down. It's a great run.
$11 yards on the carry. So that brings up 3rd and 4.
He may have gotten it.
And he got about to the marker, then was pushed back, and it looks like they're going to single a first down, that he did get it. So Nolan Cooper
he's running the ball really well.
Comes in to replace Derek Reed, who suffered a leg injury. But the junior is coming and done a nice job here for Jason Ward. So here's Walden. Fires to the left. He's got an open receiver. He's got some room, breaks a tackle. before he's tripped up around the 15-yard line, 25-yard line.
It's a really strong run by the receiver there, Eli Morgan, coming out of the kind of almost looked like the tight end position there. He slot back in there.
Eli Morgan, sophomore. So we're starting to see some fresh bodies here for Jason Ward. Coming up on a minute here left.
Got Eli Morgan and Cole Morgan. You got a couple Sorgies on the team. This could be a good old family affair here at Tri-West, potentially. .124 left. Tri-West driving, trying to really put this thing out of reach.
Here's Walden, fires to the right. He's got his big receiver.
Oh, smart play there
Cole
by
Morgan, he gets out of bounds.
It's a good job there by Cole Morgan. That's knowing the game. He's able to elude that first tackle, and he gets out of bounds to save his team some time. I realize they're up 35-0, but you still have to play the game the right way, and they're trying to, you're working on your 2-minute offense, and that's exactly what you need to do in that situation if you're Cole Morgan.
Been talking about the athletes on this side of the field. Cole Morgan, one of them, three-sport athlete.
Nice.
Basketball and track and field along with football. There's Nolan Cooper again breaking tackles, but steady pursuit by the Hot Dogs defense.
It is really hard for that first guy to make contact with Nolan Cooper. He does a good job of eluding that first tackler.
Oh, he's short, but doesn't carry a lot of weight on that 5'5 frame, only 135.
Wow.
So very elusive, very stout, but a good runner. Now Walden to the outside, little touch pass.
Oh.
And just breaking tackles, and that was Eli Morgan again. So Eli Morgan, the sophomore, coming in here late in the first half and having a good series.
And that's going to stop the clock for the first down.
We'll give him first and goal. Clock runs, 38 seconds.
Look for a handoff here to Nolan Cooper.
There's Cooper up the middle, and he'll just squirt in for the touchdown. So give Cooper 6. That's going to make it 41-0. Just under 29 seconds left here in the first half. Cooper gets on the board. Has done a nice job replacing the starter Derek Reed. Cortland Williams on again for the extra point. Came up a little short in his last attempt. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up.
That's better.
And the kick is good. So with just over 28 seconds left here in the first half, it's the Tri-West Bruins 42, the Frankfort Hot Dog 0.
Yep, this has been a tough one for the Hot Dogs.
Thinking about Coach James Byers, about where he's come from when he first took over this program, with some rough sledding in his first 2 years. Didn't win a game until his third year, but building the program. It was Brent Colby who had this Frankfort Hot Dogs program rolling for a good amount of time.
John, it's tough, even as the coaching staff. I mean, you take these kind of beatings to be able to remain positive and still be able to reach your kids. I mean, let them know that you're not happy, but you still got to be able to coach them and get some production out of them. I mean, that's a tall task.
An over-end kick, and it's fielded. Here's Burge. Breaks a tackle, met in the middle of the field. Tri-West probably about the 23, 24-yard line.
Good lane discipline there by the Tri-West kickoff team, staying in their lanes and converging on the football there to make the tackle.
So we'll see who the Hot Dogs bring out under center. It looks like it's going to be the sophomore Dennis Barkley.
I saw Doug Wood already headed to the locker room, maybe to get some early treatment, see if he can come back out in the second half. Or at this point, I don't know, do you even send him back out there and put him in harm's way?
Yeah, we'll see if 21 can do something here. Just a few seconds left. He'll hand it off to Boggs, breaks a tackle. He's met by a gaggle of white jerseys around the 29-yard line for a gain of 4. And that play was going to wind us down to the end of the half. And in a half, that was all controlled by the Tri-West Bruins. That score is correct.
John, you're correct. It was just total domination by both lines of scrimmage for the Tri-West Bruins. They're physically stronger. They're imposing their will on both sides of the ball, and right now there's just not much that Frankfort can do.
So as the Tri-West Bruins head to the locker room, the Frankfort Hot Dogs will do the same. We're going to take a break ourselves. You are watching the Hot Dog Network in partnership with ISC Sports Network.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Indiana. This message presented by the IHSAA and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Frankfort Eagles 976 has bingo every Wednesday night. Early birds beginning at 6 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 7 p.m. Packets are $25 and includes every game you need to play. They also have Saturday bingo the first Saturday of every month, with early birds starting at 4 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 5 p.m. Big game payouts each game with 3 to 4 chances to win different jackpot games each day. Great for individuals or groups because everyone enjoys winning lots of money. You must be 18 years old.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a third season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com. You can see episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say.
Frankfort Eagles 976, serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfort Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more information on who we are and what we do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street, Frankfort, Indiana.
Meet Henry. Henry is hip. Henry loves the new Mintel TV streaming app. And check out Helen. With features like Cloud DVR, Restart, and Look Back TV, Helen never misses her favorite shows. And this? Well, this is Bob. Bob can't contain his excitement for the new Mintel TV streaming app. Bob is proving that you actually can teach an old dog new tricks. What do you say, Bob? Does the Mintel TV app get a thumbs up? All right, Bobby-o. Mintel TV, the next generation of awesome. Upgrade today.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty,
And we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Frankfort Eagles 976 has bingo every Wednesday night. Early birds beginning at 6 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 7 p.m. Packets are $25 and includes every game you need to play. They also have Saturday bingo the first Saturday of every month, with early birds starting at 4 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 5 p.m. Big game payouts each game with 3 to 4 chances to win different jackpot games each day. Great for individuals or groups because everyone enjoys winning lots of money. You must be 18 years or older to play.
For the ultimate Wi-Fi experience, you need a managed Wi-Fi service with advanced Blast Wi-Fi. Blast Wi-Fi systems provide ultimate coverage, ultimate performance, and ultimate power all the time. Available from Mulberry Telecommunications, Blast Wi-Fi systems feature the latest Wi-Fi 6 technology and are equipped with unrivaled bandwidth and 4 times more simultaneous connections so you can connect tons of devices throughout your home with no lag and no downtime. Plus, with 24/7 support and remote troubleshooting, you can rest assured that Mulberry Telecommunications is always here to help you should any issues arise. It's the ultimate Wi-Fi experience, and it's a blast. Blast Wi-Fi is now included with Mulberry Telecommunications fiber internet packages. Contact Mulberry Telecommunications at 296-2885 today to get started.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable. Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die. Inconceivable. To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99. Inconceivable.
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
The Command IQ app helps me manage the Wi-Fi in every room of the house however I want. Like this room, where my wife talks to her friends in her book club every week. She's my best friend.
Time out. Have you seen the abs on the latest Bachelor? My husband used to have abs, but now he just has flabs. I don't know. Now, he says he works out, but I think...
It's not a book club meeting, it's a make fun of me meeting. Well, what happens in book club doesn't always stay in book club. So...
Oh. Darla? Honey, my Wi-Fi is down. That never happens.
Well, that's strange. Well, we'll see if we can get someone to come fix it next month.
Okay, but what am I supposed to do about book club?
I don't know. Maybe read a book? Command IQ, you're my new best friend.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
Frankfort Eagles 976 has bingo every Wednesday night. Early birds beginning at 6 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 7 p.m. Packets are $25 and includes every game you need to play. They also have Saturday bingo the first Saturday of every month, with early birds starting at 4 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 5 p.m. Big game payouts each game with 3 to 4 chances to win different jackpot games each day. Great for individuals or groups because everyone enjoys winning lots of money. You must be 18 years or older to play.
42-0 in Frankfort High School as the Tri-West Bruins hold That lead over the Frankfort Hot Dogs. Alongside my broadcast partner, Chris Walker, I'm John Cupo. And it's time for the Day in Genda Funeral Home halftime show, putting family first. Chris, I mean, there's a lot to say, but
it's one-sided.
That's right, just a little bit for Tri-West. What do you got to say about the first half?
Yeah, I mean, Tri-West just came out and really imposed their will. We'll see here. This would have been, let's see what this one is. This was just a nice, that was the incomplete pass there that we thought was complete, and then we can see it here. It was dropped right away.
It's our halftime highlights brought to you by Fiberhawk Fiberfast. And you can see Chris.
Tackle, and this is Noah Lean, fields that first punt, eludes that first tackle, and he takes it right down the sideline here for the first touchdown of the game. He's had 2 scores this first half. That was his punt return. Very nicely done by him. Then you had the slippery ball there by Burge. A nice tackle that puts Frankfort in a tough starting field position. Just again, that defensive line for Tri-West has been so good. Nice little play there by Walden. Gets a nice gain. And I think he was able to come back and throw a touchdown pass. That was a completion there to Lean that didn't gain much. You see here, this is just Lalo trying to get something, make something positive there. You just see this defensive line just swarming every time Boggs or Wood touch the ball for Frankfort. It's just been a tough go. Another pass. That was a nice completion there in the first half for Frankfort. A positive play. Look at that defensive line just work.
And really, Chris, what we witnessed through the whole first half was every time that the Hot Dogs touched the ball, it was just maybe 1 or 2 blue jerseys, but it was just a gaggle of white jerseys around them. Tri-West, as you mentioned, on special teams and on defense, just filling gaps, filling lanes, staying disciplined, staying where they needed to be and not over-pursuing, making tackles. And you had mentioned on Frankfort's side of the football, there was the long completion to Noah Lean, in which he came over the middle, and there was a big hit in the middle of the football field. But that's all it was. It was a big hit. It wasn't a formed tackle.
That's right.
So a lot of these things that are happening for Frankfort, it's just a lot of noise and not a lot of discipline that's coming from James Byers and his football club right now.
And that's, to me, that's what you got to really focus on this upcoming week of practice. I mean, we got to break it down, get back to the basics, talk about blocking and tackling, talk about the quarterback-center exchange. We talked a lot about that in the first half. You got to get better at that stuff if you want to do something productive the remainder of the season.
So let's talk about adjustments. Day in Genda Funeral Home halftime show, putting family first. Let's talk about adjustments. You're down 42-0. You know you're going to have a running clock. Your kids are tired. You saw your starting quarterback go down. Hopefully the young man's okay. Doug Wood, the senior, looked like a leg injury, but he was gassed. He was tired. He was trying to do everything possible, not just as a quarterback but as a punter. What, at this point, down 42-0 as a Frankfort Hot Dogs, not just as a coach, Chris, but as each individual player, what's your mindset at this point?
Well, the first thing I want to see is, on offense, can we make the quarterback-center exchange clean consistently in the second half? Then if we can do that, can we get positive yards? If we can do that, then let's say can we get first downs? Can we sustain a drive? You got to just take this thing in bits and pieces, little pieces, to try to make something positive, try to put a puzzle together, because, you know, you can't leave this game with this feeling that you have right now. You got to get something accomplished so you can at least have something to try to build off of starting next week in practice.
Now, as players are concerned, is that we're probably going to see a lot of substitutions here. We're going to see a lot of young bodies come on and see the field for the first time. Opportunity arises for some of these young hot dog players.
Whenever you're on the field, it's an opportunity to keep yourself on the field, right? I don't care what the situation is, whether you're going in for someone that's injured, whether you're playing because it was a blowout. Whenever you step on the field, it's an opportunity to prove to someone that you belong out there. So if you're a young guy, take advantage of it.
We saw Dennis Barkley, the sophomore, spell Doug Wood as he was out on the sideline. Didn't get to see a lot of him because it happened later in the contest, but who knows? You're Dennis Barkley. Maybe get a few drives here and there. You're not going to score 42 points against this Tri-West defense. You're not going to do it. But maybe sustain a few drives, make a nice clean plays. Maybe you become a third down quarterback. Maybe you end up forcing James Byers to make a 2-quarterback decision.
That's right.
Sometime later in the season. Now's your time. Game 3.
That's right.
Make some noise.
Put something good on film. That's all you can do in this situation.
So we'll hope that Doug Wood, the senior, is okay. Don't see him out there right now. But as the Frankfort Hot Dogs stretch and get ready for the second half, about a minute to go, down 42-0. Tri-West has, even though up 42-0, have not played the perfect football game, have made some mistakes mentally on special teams, some costly personal fouls that I'm sure Jason Ward has addressed in his locker room with his young men.
Yeah, you and I talked about in the first half, most of their mistakes have been on special teams, so that does give this coaching staff an opportunity to watch some film and get some things corrected in between this game and their game next week.
As the Frankfort faithful always do, not one person is left. They're going to watch this thing through. See if their hot dogs can get some sort of momentum.
See, there's another stadium here with these LED lights. And I need someone smarter than myself to help me understand these lights, because everyone tells me they're 30% brighter. I get that. But what I don't understand, and this to me is more applicable in baseball, where these lights are great for anything that stay under the lights. But as soon as they go above the lights, you have a problem. We have them new at Loeb Stadium there in Lafayette for Lafayette Jeff Baseball. My son played on the Lafayette Aviators, a collegiate wood bat summer league team there this year, and they complained about it as well. I'm also seeing at Wrigley Field they just put in these LED lights as well. And I've seen there's been a lot of outfielders. You have Cubs players complaining, and more importantly, a lot of visiting teams that come in are complaining that it's really hard to see the ball when it goes over the lights. And so they all point down directly on the field, which obviously is going to brighten the field, but anything that goes over the lights, you're in trouble. It's interesting to me. And so I just need to see and hear more data about these lights and for situations when the ball goes over the lights. And again, like I said, more probably applicable for baseball, but I'm seeing a lot of people complain about trying to see the ball when it gets above the lights.
Well, Chris, as a baseball player, if there are any deep drives to left, we'll tell you more about the LED lights here. But in the interim, we're going to take a break. It's the Hot Dog Network in partnership with ISC Sports Network.
Many communities in rural America are often overlooked as underserved. These communities are being left behind due to lack of internet and access to state-of-the-art technology. That's why Mulberry Telecommunications provides rural broadband services and technology and is growing their presence in north-central Indiana. Because every community deserves infrastructure and beyond. To learn more, contact us today.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Frankfort Eagles 976. Serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfort Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more information on who we are and what we do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street, Frankfort, Indiana.
Mulberry Telecommunications is proud to announce the next generation in awesome, Mintel TV. With the Mintel TV streaming app, you aren't confined to just your TV, but you need 2 things: high-speed fiber internet from Mulberry Telecommunications and a Mintel TV subscription. Available on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, Android TV, and more, with features that include Cloud DVR, Restart TV, look-back options, and pause live TV. Mintel TV is definitely the next generation of awesome. Current customers, call 765-296-2885 for your free upgrade. New customers, visit Mintel.net to sign up today.
$42-0 as the guest Bruins over the hometown Frankfort Hot Dogs as we're getting ready for the second half. As high school rules depict, it'll be a running clock because when it gets to 35 points or more, it'll be a running clock here in the second half.
John, what do you think of that 35-point lead and it goes to running clock? Because my thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think the only issue I don't have a problem with the rule when you're up 35, but to me, once you get within 35, I think that rule should kind of go away, right? To give yourself a chance, because if you almost, it's almost like once you go down by 35, it's hard to really come back because with that running clock, it runs so fast, you just don't have enough time to do anything.
I think at that point you're running into safety.
Okay. Okay. That's fair.
Especially in a game like this. You're up 42-0. We've already seen some of the younger kids, the sophomores. You're going to start seeing some freshmen get in there.
True.
I think the opportunity to have a senior who, we saw some of the linemen is 6'2", 240.
Decleat one of the freshmen.
Exactly. I think it becomes more of a safety issue at that point.
That's fair.
And in that way, I'm in favor for it. Now, and to your point, you want to see these kids give it all they have, and they want to play a full 48 minutes of football, and they want to be out there just as much as the next guy. But I think for a safety issue on behalf of the players, I think it's a good idea.
It just eliminates any Frank Reich Buffalo Bills comebacks. Or what was the most recent? We just had one.
Well, if these kids are making $4.5 million a year, then we'll have to talk to Ed Niehaus about that and see what kind of recruiting violations, NILs, we have around here.
And, folks, that was a shot of Doug Wood sitting on the bench without his shoulder pads and jersey on, so it does look like he is finished for the game.
Yeah, and that's tough. But I think hopefully that's just a precautionary thing.
I'm
up here 42-0, that he's just going to take the night off. Might be a cramp, might be a strain here or there, but something that could get aggravated.
Yep.
No need to see him go any further. Let's see if the young sophomore Dennis Barkley can go. End over end punt. And we're underway in the second half. And squeezes up the middle, and he's got some daylight, and he's going to scrape through.
Lord.
And it's going to be a foot race, and he's going to win it. 21. So on the opening possession, it's Jimmy Sorgi. And we learned in the break that is indeed the son of Jim Sorgi, former quarterback here in the area, Wisconsin quarterback. His son just took a pay dirt on the opening possession here in the second half to make it 48-0. Just kind of fielded that ball, Chris, and there weren't really any hands around him.
No, kind of took it right up the middle, went untouched for a long touchdown.
It was a foot race. The freshman Jaden Davis gave him some pursuit, but was not able to corral him. And now the extra point. And that kick is through and good.
That, my friend, was a little too easy.
So things are happening so fast here. I didn't even see who kicked the extra point there. I think it was number 83, Seth Moore.
It's a left-footed kicker.
Southpaw on me here.
Yeah.
Familiar with that?
Yes, sir.
Here.
Yes, sir.
Chris Walker, a dynamic baseball player for the Boilermakers.
I had my moments. How about that?
Could write a whole book on his career up there in West Lafayette. But no, Chris, a fantastic baseball player. It's really hard, Chris. I mean, you got to. you Division I baseball player. It
was fun.
You want to remain humble about it, but
Yeah,
that's a pretty
good
accomplishment.
It was a great ride. Purdue gave me a lot of opportunity. I got to see a lot of things and travel a lot of places I never would have. Baseball opened up a lot of doors for me, so it was awesome. Awesome time.
Speaking of Purdue, taking on Fresno State this weekend.
Yes, sir.
For their opening weekend against the college football schedule. A couple teams in Indiana also opening up. You'll see the Hoosiers starting off a Big Ten slate, surprisingly, and they're bringing in someone quite formidable.
Yes.
The Buckeyes coming over from Columbus down there in Bloomington.
Woo.
There's a big stick right there.
Whoa. Heard that one from up here.
Braxton Fleece, a freshman. There you go. There's a big hit and was able to stay with it.
Yep.
So we'll see Dennis Barkley, sophomore, 5'10", 150. Hasn't thrown a pass yet this season. Does have 5 carries for 29 yards. Chris, something we were talking about at halftime is an opportunity for Dennis to get some reps here. He's not going to get all 42 back, or if I should say 49 back here, but an opportunity to shine here. It's a couple positive plays here and there.
And as
Give
I
Coach
said
Jane Byers something to think about. And there's a low snap again that's picked up by Boggs. And he'll just fall forward.
Yeah, as I was saying to you at halftime off camera, whenever you have an opportunity to play, it's an opportunity to prove to someone you belong on the field. So take advantage of every opportunity you get.
So Barkley comes back in. Does have Lolo Castillo out there, so a couple of vets out there to help the young man. And even though down Chris 49-0, I'm a little surprised we haven't seen as much Boggs as I anticipated coming into this one. Gets the handoff here, breaks the tackle, kicks it up the middle. He's going to get about 4 or 5 on that carry.
As you were saying. But, even in the first half, the limited carries he got, as soon as he was handed the ball, there was someone in his face.
And I'm sure that Jason Ward told his players, if we're going to stop somebody, it's got to be 23.
Absolutely.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 5. Clock running, already close to 8.5 left here in the third. That's a high snap.
Goodness.
And so Barkley collects, and there's white jerseys, and he's met immediately and thrown down.
John, I'm not sure I've ever seen this many problems with the quarterback center exchange. This has been a struggle all night tonight for the Frankfort Hot Dogs.
Tyler Halford, a junior linebacker. Even though a backup, still big, 6 foot, 200. And that ball was gone, and Halford was there. Barkley had nowhere to go.
No, he didn't.
So the center quarterback exchange continues to be a problem for the Hot Dogs. 7:30 and counting. 4th and 16.
Timeout, Frankfort.
Timeout, Hot Dogs.
Do you say timeout hot dogs or timeout for a hot dog?
Let's do both.
There you go. There you go. Now you're talking my language.
$7:25 left here in the third. Tonight's game brought to you by Fiberhawk, now available. Fiberhawk Fiber Internet, super fast speeds, no more buffering, perfect for all sizes of business. Fiberhawk offers every speed to meet your internet needs. For more on offerings and availability, go to fiberhawk.com or call 765-922-HAWK. Fast, affordable, Fiber Hawk. Chris, with 7:31 left here in the third. We're talking about Indiana college football kicking off this weekend. The Ball State Cardinals heading down to Lexington to take on the Kentucky Wildcats.
That tells me they're getting payday.
They've been bold. They head down to Georgia next week to take on the Bulldogs, the defending national champions. That should be a fun one. There's a punt. Nice punt.
Really good punt.
Collected at the 45, and that'll be fair caught. So.
Fair catch by number 3, Braxton Fleece. First and 10.
So Braxton Fleece with a fair catch at the 45 of the Bruins, and they'll set up shop for the first time here in the second half. Clock running, coming up on 7 minutes. We had mentioned earlier that Notre Dame handled business over in Ireland last week against Navy. And I believe we're going to see a new quarterback. And it is. It's number 3, Braxton Fleece.
Yes, it is.
And I'm sorry to say, Chris, that might be the smallest backfield I've ever seen.
No kidding.
I think both Braxton and Nolan Cooper, 5'5". And Nolan Cooper squirts through the middle. He's shifty, breaks a tackle,
Lord.
and he's just hard to fumble. And it looks like it was recovered by Tri-West on there, so Nolan Cooper continues his good game. Did lose a football, but it was collected by the Bruins.
Good run. Good tackle there by Burge. Kind of made a good stick, and then he got his hand in there to poke that ball out of there.
And my mistake, Chris, is that Braxton Fleece actually a giant next to Nolan Cooper. Braxton Fleece 5'6", Nolan Cooper 5'5". So I had my measurements just a little off there.
Giant coming in at 5'6", buddy.
Look out. Get out the high tops.
Oh, my goodness.
So here we go. Here's Fleece. He keeps it straight up the middle. Good run. And, Chris, those are the thing about those smaller guys. Even though small, just not the big overpowering backs that you'd expect.
Mm-hmm.
Not a Derek Reed, not a Malachi Walden, but short, shifty, hard to see coming through that line, hard to tackle.
It works. Yes, sir.
And we're going to see another body here.
This
is a much bigger kid. Trying to get a number here, but it's handed off to Cooper. He's going to roll to the right side, and he's met immediately. That's a good tackle.
That's actually Jackson Sorgi in there. Was the quarterback that play.
Stephen Colby, good pursuit on the back end there. Just sticking with the play.
Colby's going to have a good film session tomorrow because that kid is not giving up. He's made a couple really nice plays out here so far.
He's been around the ball. He hasn't made a lot of plays, but he's been disruptive.
Yes, he has.
Good eyes on that, Chris. So now Sorgi, Jackson.
Oh.
And the hard count. I'm sure Pop's probably in the backyard. Couple of teaching him on that one a few times.
I think that is the definition of encroachment right there. When every single
when you call a penalty on the team.
Yes.
You really don't have a number on that one.
That's right.
So Sorgi back in the gun, Cooper to his right. And he'll get the carry, just squeeze in the middle. Decent carry, just hard to bring down. I don't know if they get a hold of him. They don't know they have him. And,
yeah, no kidding.
I mean, you can see it here, just weaving and bobbing through, and then finally it's Josh Ortiz who finally carries him down from the back end. Not for the first down after the penalty.
Man, that clock really runs, man. It shortens the game so much.
So 2nd and 5. Here's Sorgi. He'll keep. Eludes a tackle, but then he's brought down immediately.
Look who's in there. Colby again in the middle, getting up after the play. I love it. I love it. That to me, that's a positive sign. I mean, that kid has no quit in him.
Came into this game with 6 total tackles, so he's adding to that total.
I mean, he's got 3 here in the second half already.
Coach Byer is going to, as you mentioned, Chris, going to look at this tape and say, hey, number 8 was playing.
Yeah, no kidding.
So there's Fleece. Little flick out to the right, breaks a tackle. Breaks another tackle, and a little hop, skip, and a jump, but then taken down immediately out of bounds. That was Nate Highland.
Made some good moves out there.
It was good pursuit, though.
Yeah, it was.
So it's Fleece, Cooper in the backfield. And we're going to get a timeout.
I didn't realize, yeah, it's 4th down. You want to make sure you have the right play call here. If you're Tri-West, give yourself the best chance to get the ball in the end zone.
So Coach Jason Ward calls a timeout. Tri-West up 49-0. Tonight's game brought to you by Frankfort Eagles 976, serving the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfort Eagles offers something for everyone. For more information on who they are and what they do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street here in Frankfort. Also, Day and Genda Funeral Homes, where they believe in putting family first. As active members of the community, they know when dealing with a loss, seeing a familiar face and being treated like family is so important. Dave and Genda Funeral Home will serve your family in a unique and loving way and be the family that you need. For more information about the services Day and Genda Funeral Home offers, please visit dayandgenda.com. Jason Ward, coach of the Tri-West Bruins in his 5th year, 35-13. Has pretty much been a Bruin his whole life, attended Tri-West, was part of their 1996 2A state champ team as a captain under Mark Haste. Coach Haste went on to win the 2003-2004 state 2A championships. Jason Ward, a part of that coaching staff as a wide receivers coach, and then came back in 2014 under Chris Cole to win a state title.
Oh, I think he's short.
3A.
I don't think he got it.
And we'll see here. This is going to be close.
Oh, they say on 1st down.
Fleece up the middle, and I think that final lunge.
Yep.
So not a touchdown, but a 1st down. So I'll bring up 1st and goal. Now under a minute and a half left here in the 3rd quarter. Tri-West Bruins up. Sorgi in there now. He'll take it. Pitch to the right. Cooper. Right side, untouched. Give him 6. And that'll make it 54-0. Coming up on a minute left.
Nolan Cooper's played a really good ball game here today.
He really has. Filled in very well. Mentioned the starter, Derek Reed, got injured in the 1st quarter on a wacky play.
Yep.
Ran into his own man. Looked like he was grabbing his shin. Walked off under his own power, but very gingerly. And Nolan Cooper came in from that point.
Tell you what, this Nolan Cooper performance is going to make Derek Reed heal very quickly.
So the extra point is good. Now 56-0. 33 seconds left here in the 3rd. We have 12 minutes of football. Kind of.
Yeah.
Left here.
Yes.
So what is next for Tri-West? After this one next week, they'll head on over to Western Boone First 7 o'clock start. Another Sycamore Conference game for them. Frankfort head on the road to Crawfordsville, take on Southmont. And, well, Chris, my question to you now. We've been talking about getting in the film room, kind of overseeing what's happened, what's transpired to this game. Is this the tape that goes straight in the garbage after this game, or are you, as Coach Byers, do you say, listen, guys, what happened happened. We need to play fundamental football going to Southmont.
Yeah,
what we did against Tri-West was not fundamental football. Too many mental mistakes. We didn't do what we need to do. Our mental mistakes came on snapping the football, turnovers, penalties, all mental mistakes.
I'm not throwing it in the garbage right away. I'm going to get a couple cut-ups from it and show that and make my point, and then we're going to get rid of it, right? But you're right. I mean, if we can't snap the ball, we're not going to be able to do anything. So it starts there, and then we have to be able to work from there. I mean, that's all you can do.
We're going to get to the fourth quarter, but before we do, we're going to take a break. It's the Hot Dog Network in partnership with ISC Sports Network.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Indiana. This message presented by the IHSAA and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Frankfort, Indiana is where we see 56-0 in favor of the Tri-West Bruins over the Frankfort Hot Dogs. Other than the score, it's a beautiful night. The weather has just been absolutely fantastic. Kudos to the Hot Dog faithful. They've stuck around. In and out of the hands of Garrett Burge. Bring up 2nd and 10. Start of the fourth quarter. Just couldn't complete that one.
Not bad there by Dennis Barkley, though.
Ardente Dental offers high-tech dentistry with a personal touch. Whether you're a brand-new patient or have been with us for years, we're here to serve you. Give us a call at 765-654-7222 or visit us online at artedental.com. Ardente Dental. We bring smiles to life, and they make me laugh with those Family Guy commercials. Love it. Absolutely love it. So here are the Hot Dogs. 2nd and 10. It's Barkley. Hands it off to Boggs. Left side. Breaks a tackle.
Good run.
Puts his head down.
Yes.
Carries 3 Bruins with him.
Good hard run there by Mr. Boggs.
And you can't ask for Chris anything more in the fourth quarter.
That's
Still
correct.
running hard. Puts his head down.
The senior leader right there.
Nice run by Boggs. So I'll bring up 3rd down. No matter the score here, one thing we can all agree on in this booth is that the Hot Dogs have played hard the entire game. Here's Boggs again. Squirts through the middle. He's got a 1st down.
Nice job.
And again,
Nice
leans
job.
forward with Bruins on his back. And that's going to be good for a Hot Dogs 1st down.
Give that Frankfort Hot Dog offensive line some credit on that as well. Some really good blocking going down up front.
Good center quarterback exchange. Clean handoff to Boggs.
That's what we've been asking for, right?
The line moving in sync with each other. And good for a Hot Dogs 1st down.
This is a very pretty game when it's played the right way.
So just shy of the 50. Here's Barkley. Snap. And there's Stephen Colby.
Oh, that's my guy right there. I like it.
Doing a little bit on both ends now.
Yeah.
Good carry. Positive chunk yardage, gets about 5 on the play.
Senior Stephen Colby, really liked what I've seen out of him this second half. Mainly on defense, didn't know he played offense. He gets out there and does his thing.
They cross midfield. Ball on the Bruins 46. Two backfield set now. Hand off to Boggs, makes a cut, still moving forward.
You know, John, I just look out on the field, and we talked about it before the game. We talked about it a little bit at halftime, but it's, you know, high school sports nowadays, you got to be physical, right? And Tri-West is clearly more physical than Frankfort. So, I mean, part of this commitment has got to start in the offseason in the weight room. You got to be, and again, it's not on the coach. It's on you as a player. You got to commit to yourself, commit to your athleticism and your ability and your development. You got to be strong to play this game.
Barkley tossed it up, and that was complete.
Yeah. It's a tough deal. The ref's coming in there, giving the proper hand signals as she's doing, trying to stop the clock.
Well, that's a connection that probably has been thrown in the backyard about 800 times.
Oh, yeah.
Dennis to Darren.
They called it back.
And it is.
Oh, a flag. Holding.
So on the second longest play from scrimmage, this one's coming back too, but I can just see that. The two little Barkleys running around in the backyard and just toss it up and see if little Darren can come along with it. And he did. Right. It's just there are no referees in the backyard.
Or at least ones that are going to call it back, right?
So we'll try this again. 3rd and 11. Here's Barkley. And fidgets a little, and it does get it out. And that's going to be pass interference.
Yep, I would agree with that.
So he handled a bad snap, was able to get it out quickly. And now it's to Garrick Burge, and I think there was too much white jersey on him. Let's see what the call is.
Definitely a PI there.
And it is, so they'll move the sticks. So good alertness by Dennis Barkley. Aaron snap, collected it, had enough wherewithal to get rid of it to Burge. Burge still caught it despite the pass interference, and here we go, 1st and 10.
Our cameras just caught a good sight. I see Coach Byers down there really being positive, slapping guys on the head, you know, really pumping them up. I like to see that even when the game is out of hand like it is right now.
Here's Boggs again. Healthy Communities of Clinton County. The coalition is committed to reducing the risk factors contributing to chronic disease, including health disparities, by decreasing stigma, encouraging policy, system, and environmental changes. The vision of Healthy Communities is to make the healthy choice the easy choice. For more information, visit healthyclintoncounty.org. So Barkley on the keeper. I think good alertness there. I think he noticed he got into the line of scrimmage, was going to toss it, pulled it back. Was able to get good yardage there. So Dennis Barkley doing kind of as we said, making some plays. Yes, chunk yardage here. Boggs is running hard, falling forward for positive yardage. And
it's a good drive for
the Hot Dogs moving the football.
Yes, they are.
So 2nd and 6. Here's Barkley. Here's Colby. To the outside, breaks a tackle.
Nice
and wrapped up, but that's going to be enough for a Hot Dog first down. So Stephen Colby having a great 4th quarter.
Yeah, he is. We talked about, do you get rid of this tape after the game? No. If I show 4 plays of Stephen Colby, that's going to improve my point, right?
FiberHawk now available. FiberHawk Fiber Internet, super fast speeds, no more buffering, perfect for all sizes of business. FiberHawk offers every speed to meet your internet needs. For more offerings and availability, go to fiberhawk.com or call 765-922-HAWK. Fast, affordable FiberHawk. Barkley just tosses it up. Burge.
Uh-oh, someone caught it. I don't
And
think it
is that intercepted? It is.
Yep.
That was brought down by number 19, Jackson Sorgi.
Oh, wow. That's a basketball play there.
Yeah, that was a jump ball.
That's right. Give me that ball.
That was throw it down in the post, see who comes away with it.
Right.
And unfortunately, it goes into the hands of Tri-West. So on a decent drive by the Hot Dogs, it results in a turnover with about 3:45 left in this one.
Tough.
This one was pretty wrapped up after the opening punt that was returned.
Yes.
By Noah Lean.
Untouched.
And things just kind of went backwards from the Hot Dogs from there.
Mm-hmm.
But, Chris, as we mentioned, that last drive, it's been a long game. It's been a frustrating game for a lot of different players. We saw senior Doug Wood leave the game at halftime, did not come back. But nonetheless, the Hot Dogs have played, and we can say this honesty, they have played 48 minutes of football.
I would agree with that. Good stick there. Give the player some credit here. That's number 21.
That's Barkley.
Yeah, man. You got a quarterback hitting like that? Good Lord.
That's what you want to see.
No kidding.
Cam Hill, welcome to the ball game. So it's still Braxton Fleece, the freshman. Malachi Holden didn't really have to do a lot today, but did enough. Here's Fleece. Kept it.
Oh.
And that's a
horse collar maybe? No
he
flag.
did get him around the neck. There is no penalty, but that's an aggressive tackle.
There is a flag on the field, though. I see it.
And
holding.
Yeah, it's going to be holding. So that's a – I mean, it's a clean tackle. He didn't grab him from behind, but, you know, play to the whistle.
That's right. That's right.
But it is holding on Tri-West. So they'll mark that back 10 yards. And this is something, Jason Ward, again, that even though this is your second unit here, you still want these kids to keep the hands down, keep the hands out of the jersey.
Yes, sir. Colby trying to get an early start.
Coming up on a minute here. We had a running clock going into the second half. It was 42-0. Tri-West has dominated from the opening whistle. But the Hot Dogs have played hard, just overmatched physically in this one tonight. They'll try to regroup this week as they head over to Southmont. They'll fall to 1-2. Tri-West will go to 2-1 on this short season. And Tri-West just might take a penalty here, and they will take the penalty and just let the clock run out. The cheerleaders are still going full bore. The band's still going full bore, and the fans, got to give them credit.
Yeah.
They had to sit through a long one, but Hot Dog faithful, as they always do, show up in droves, and unfortunately have to see their Hot Dogs go home with an L in the column tonight, but they're going to regroup. They're going to get to practice, get at it this week, and they'll have a better showing next Friday. So the Tri-West Bruins, they had something to prove tonight, and they definitely showed that they were the stronger, faster of the two teams. And That's our final. The final horn has sounded, and it's a Tri-West Bruins 56 on the Frankfort Hot Dogs 0. Even though, Chris, it was tough, still have Frankfort Eagles Clinton County Player of the Game, and that is going to go to number 23, Caleb Boggs. He's run hard all night. He was in there on defense. We knew that he was going to be the ball, but unfortunately, so did Tri-West.
Yeah, he did what he could to try to help the team tonight. It just didn't have enough help around him, but the kid played hard, played really well tonight.
And also want to send Doug Wood, did everything he could in this game as well. Had to do it quarterback, had to do it as punter. Just an overall tough game for the Frankfort Hot Dogs, but as I mentioned, they're going to clean everything up this week, head over to Southmont, and they'll get a better showing this upcoming Friday.
Yeah, if you're a Frankfort Hot Dog, you got to come next week willing to be coached and get better.
Tonight's game brought to you by Frankfort Eagles, number 976. They are people helping people. Dangana Funeral Home, proud supporters of high school athletics in Clinton and Carroll County. Healthy Communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. And by Fiberhawk, fast, affordable Fiberhawk. On behalf of my broadcast partner, Chris Walker, the great in-house crew here at Frankfort High School, and the home stadium staff who make Friday game nights happen, I'm John Cupo, and we thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on ISC Sports Network. Local lives here. Good night, everybody.
Running a small business. Your hands are full. We can help. Fiberhawk partners with local companies by providing business-class internet, phone, TV, and customized bundles to meet your needs. Our fiber-powered system delivers reliable speed with enhanced security. Running a business is tough. Contact Fiberhawk today and let our expert team give you a hand.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a third season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com. You can see episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll